Hello ladies and gentlemen, Rosie here, and today I'm going to bring you my first Identity V discussion video, okay? The survivor that I want to go over today is the Mind's Eye, okay? Now, I kind of have a hot take on Mind's Eye, because I know that's not widely considered that she is the worst character in the game, but I kind of actually think she's the worst character in the game, okay? Now, I've been on and off at this game. I've only recently really started committing to it instead of Dead by Daylight, but because I think it's more balanced. But that's there's various videos on this channel where you can find that information. But the Mind's Eye back in the day was a decent little survivor, if anybody remembers. Like, she was a neat alternative to a mechanic. Sometimes they were even run together to do like double decoding. That was sometimes used. She had some utility back in the day. She wasn't honestly too bad. However, she is one of the older characters that used to be decent that has been subjected to a very unfavorable environment. The environment around her has significantly changed to the point where she is not even good anymore. Okay? And we'll go into why. Okay? Now, the first thing that we have to tackle is why she isn't played. Okay? Let's go into her abilities first. Okay? Let's read her abilities, okay? Her first ability is called Echo. This is her cane slam, where she slams the cane, and then you can see the killer's aura. Everybody on the team can see the killer's aura. And then you can also see ciphers, which that's not good. That's not even good in Dead by Daylight. You should know where all the ciphers are. And then there's even, in this game, it's even less good because since you have more room for builds, knowing where the ciphers are, like running the aura of a closer cipher, is actually, you can fit that in your build. And so, like, that ability is just not even good. As far as seeing the killer, that's the best potential. You can kind of even use it in chase if you can find some time to get it. Sometimes it results in taking a hit, though. It's not good. It's not helped by the fact that Mind's Eye has some of the worst transitional kiting in the entire game because of her fucking slow-ass vaults. So, like, she's got a few issues, and this ability in chase is kind of not the best. You're going to know who the killer is as soon as he gets a hit anyway, so that's not a huge priority. Sometimes if it's a photographer or something, you can find out who it is immediately. But when the killer gets a hit, his aura is shown, so that's not high priority. Also, if you're decoding, that's not high priority information. So, and if you're on a Swift, the guy who's getting chased will tell you. So, like, there are several reasons. It's not even relevant information, because once the kiter gets hit, you'll know who it is. It doesn't provide any relevant information apart from spawn points. That's its best utility. And admittedly, that has saved me in a few matches before, but it's not enough. It's still not very good. That's her first ability. Next, her decoding. She has a 30% increase to her decoding speed. Okay? Now, this is kind of, and then her other, let's just get the other one out of the way. Her vaulting is decreased, or pallet dropping is decreased by 30%. Okay? So, she trades 30% pallets for 30% plus decoding. Okay? So, in terms of decoding, her main competition is mechanic. Okay? And that's bad, because you're not replacing mechanic. Okay? Even when Prisoner came out and everyone thought he was going to be the one to replace Mechanic, he didn't. Mechanic is too good, bruh. Mechanic's doll helping her decode and chase, and when she's in the chair, extremely good ability. Insane. Body blocking for somebody else or even for herself with the doll gives her a little bit more survivability. Mechanic has utility at top level other than just her massive decoding speed. Like, that's a big part of why she's so good. It's not just that she decodes fast. She can do other things for the team and provide additional application beyond her just decoding fast. Okay? That's why Mechanic is so good. And I'm assuming she's going to get nerfed next month. Mind's Eye's receiving a buff next month. I'm actually excited for that. Because I like this character, bro. I do. It's just I don't like seeing her in my lobbies, and she makes me groan because of how bad she is, and she goes down so fast. Okay? So, like, how did a character that, because, like, these traits used to be more desirable back in the day, back when killers were a lot weaker. However, what happened to her? Why did she fall off so hard? Well, the meta around her changed to survivability. As the killers continue to improve and get stronger, killers getting some buffs after Call of the Abyss 2, Trump card, a lot, like killers like the Violinist and Sculptor and Bloody Queen have all come into the game. They are unkiteable for a Mind's Eye, bro. Mind's Eye could kind of do something back in the day against, you know, maybe it was round 3 and you're facing like a Wu Chang or something pre-buff. But like, the killers today are just so much stronger than the killers that were good back when Mind's Eye was played. Spider, I think, being the only exception. She was kind of unkiteable for a Mind's Eye. That's why Mind's Eye really wouldn't get pulled out in round 1 until Spider was banned. But yeah, now there's just too many options. So like Mind's Eye is just a big walking target. Her tight kiting is extremely piss poor because of her pallet pulling and her vaulting, and her transitional kiting is bad because of her vaulting. I mean, she does have broken windows, but everybody has broken windows, bro. I'd rather have my broken windows on a Dancer or a survivor that's actually good and can actually use it. Dancer or Coordinator can get a lot of value out of broken windows, whereas Mind's Eye just needs it to fucking play, because she's just so useless without it, whereas Dancer and Cord can actually do something with the ability besides not be completely trash. So, I mean, we kind of gone over, like, why she's not played in tournaments, because she's very popular, and she's played a lot at low rank, and I play her. I like her, dude. I want her to receive a change. That's actually good for her. So we talked about her kiting being really, really bad, and that's just why she doesn't see play. Why is she, in my opinion, the worst character in the game? Okay, it's a common consensus that there are 3 candidates for the worst character in the game. That would be Thief, Lucky Guy, who is commonly considered to be the worst character in the game, and then a Mind's Eye. Okay, well, okay, so Thief's first. Thief doesn't have the vaulting debuff, so he can actually kite. He's not a great kiter. His flashlight doesn't help him that much, and it's countered by most of the roster. However, most of the roster doesn't mean all of the roster. Is he still a Geisha counter? I don't know if he is anymore because of the Geisha rework, but he used to be a Geisha counter back in the day. He was actually one of the best survivors in the game back in the day, because back when he's like the OG kiter. He's also receiving a change in the next patch. But if you're chasing someone, you'd rather be on a Mind's Eye than a Thief, because Thief can still vault fast and he can still tight kite if the tiles are good enough. Thief also gets increased calibrations, which is good for decoding. So like he's not the worst survivor in the game on a Cypher machine. That doesn't help him either. Well, that doesn't help the Mind's Eye out either. I think Thief has some better decoding than an average survivor, and can actually kite. So that's bad for Mind's Eye. So, and the flashlight does have some niche uses against some killers. Next, who's the other one? Lucky Guy. Lucky Guy is commonly considered to be the worst character in the game, but the reason why I disagree with that is it's an objectively true statement that Lucky Guy has no place in the meta. He can't do anything. That's true. He has no role that he fills that another character can't. That's objectively true. However, would you rather have a Lucky Guy with a flare gun, or a forward football, or a perfume, or a magic wand from Magician on your team, or a Mind's Eye? Like Lucky Guy, the idea behind Lucky Guy is he gets return on investment. You invest time into opening the chest, you get something that could actually help you win the game. So Lucky Guy becoming a nerfed perfumer, or a nerfed cord, or a nerfed anything is still more utility than the Mind's Eye, I would argue. Because what Mind's Eye brings to the table is just not good enough. 30% decoding is not really needed in a meta of survivability, where characters like Mercenary and Forward and Gravekeeper are really good, and Seer and Mechanic, who brings some survivability. Wilding even sees some play. What the meta is not buffs to decoding as much as it is survivability. If you have survivability, it can add to what you do in terms of the decoding. That's why Mechanic is good. Mechanic has decoding, but more utility as well. Mind's Eye is pure straight decoding, no fucking utility. And that's why she's just so bad. Maybe one day it'll change, and the survivability meta will kind of go down. Maybe she'll get a buff that fixes some of her problems. I really hope she does, because again, I like her, and I don't want to groan when I see her in my lobbies when Survivors play her. And I want to play her more. So I really hope that she does get something. She's confirmed to be getting a change next month, so we'll see what that change is. I hope it does something for her. Alright, lads, GG's. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think below. Alright, I'm out of here.